Hey guys, my name is Nicole, and I've been talking a lot about this Bloom planner that I just started using. Just for a little bit of history, I have never been a planner person before. I'm actually awful at it, um, but I'm not awful at it anymore. I decided I really wanted to be more intentional this year, and this planner has helped me so much with that. But the reason I want to make this video, I've made some other videos talking about why I love this planner so much, but I wanted to just share a couple of things that have been really meaningful for me as far as using the planner is concerned. I was reading in a book recently, I think it was How to Win Friends and Influence People, and they were giving an example of this guy who talked about the impact of reflecting on each week at the end of the week and the impact that had on his life once he began to practice that. And that has actually been super meaningful for me. So something that I've done with my to-do list, this is just me and how I use the planner, right? You have your days for each week. So this section is for Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday. Up here you have your week's priorities, and then you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So for me, the way that I'm designing my week is that I'm doing all of my work um, Monday through Friday. Saturday is kind of a little bit of work and other things mixed. But then Sunday, I'm mostly trying to not have things I have to do for any of my jobs. I work a lot, do a lot of different things for different people. Um, so what I've been doing is in my Sunday section, let me see if I can show you an example of maybe last week. In my Sunday section over here on the right, I put reflections, and I've been using that to just look back over my week. And I don't know if anyone is like me, but I tend to kind of focus on the negative. So I make myself write positive things, but I kind of just reflect on what happened, because in this planner, there's a place where you write out what your ideal week looks like. And I think one of the really key important things for me in using this has been realizing that ideal is just a guide. You're never gonna have the perfect week. And so when I look at that, I have to give myself a lot of grace and a lot of space to let it be different from what the ideal week is. But when I do those reflections, I say maybe if I struggled to keep up with something, like this week, I've been sick and it's been so cold outside, and I haven't really been able to do the walking that I like to do that I keep on my schedule. And so that might be part of one of my reflections. Um, and just noting different things that maybe I struggled with, but I also make sure that I write down things that I was really happy about at the end of the week. Like, you know what? You might not have done this, but you did a really good job of that. And it's just given me a lot of purpose in having everything written down. Another little tip, this doesn't have to do with as much of like the big picture thing there, but one of the things for me with having a planner, I'm the kind of person that forgets things really easily, and I have a hard time because I'm just juggling so many different things in my mind. So if I have something on a to-do list, a lot of times in the past I would just forget to even look at the to-do list, or if it went by, I wouldn't move it somewhere else. So for me, what I use these sections for, and other people might use this differently, but I basically do 2 rows of tasks that I have for my day. But I already have some tasks added out for months in advance that I know I want to remember to do. So it allows me to be intentional about things like I want to change my air filter every couple of months. And so I put it in the planner so that I don't have to remember that later. And I know you can do stuff like that in your phone and things, but my phone is so distracting to me that when I'm in a calendar on my phone, if something else pops up, I could forget to finish doing what I'm doing. But with this, it's just made it so much easier. So one of the things I do with my days is you can, I don't know if you see here, but I've got all of these things. I write little check boxes next to each. and I check the items off as I do them. But if I didn't do them that day, I draw a line through it and I move it to somewhere else in the calendar. Like everything that's on my to-do list needs to have a space in the calendar. So if I don't get it done that day, it needs to be moved to another day. And I've had to be okay with the fact that it's not always going to look perfect. One of the pages in here says start messy, and that was actually encouraging to me because I thought this needed to be perfect and it doesn't need to be. Um, so those are some things that have been really helpful for me. Just being intentional, making sure that everything has a space on here, and then of course doing the weekly reflections. So I am probably, what are we, like 3 weeks into using this? I love it so much. I cannot tell you the difference that this has made in my life. Not just having it, but using it and being intentional about it. I don't use every single page in the beginning. Like there's a lot of reflective stuff initially, and some of it I do use for me, and then some of it it's just not for me. And that's okay. You don't have to use all of it. Use it the way that it works for you. I hope this was helpful for you. I definitely love using this, and I think if you're intentional about it, you can get a lot of use out of it too.